I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Wednesday, October 22nd. Today.
When starting a homicide investigation, we never know exactly where it will take us.
RCMP make arrests in the shooting deaths of 2 people in a Manitoba beach town where Mounties found the suspects. Also today, why was she turned away?
She was coughing up blood, and I don't see why they turned her away.
A Manitoba family launches a lawsuit after a 25-year-old woman dies after being sent home from a hospital, plus turning grief into action.
So many people that are feeling her loss. None of this brings her back.
A mother who lost her daughter heads to Ottawa to help reform Canada's bail system. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. 2 men are charged with second-degree murder for the shooting deaths of 2 people in a Manitoba beach town. It happened this summer in Victoria Beach, northeast of Winnipeg, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg. And while this incident happened here in Manitoba, RCMP arrested the suspects at opposite ends of the country. CTV's Daniel Helmerson joins us now live with the details. Daniel, what did we learn from Mounties today?
Well, Marilee, police say the 2 suspects took off after the shooting, one eventually ending up in Abbotsford, BC, and the other in New Minas, Nova Scotia.
I can say that the suspects and victims were known to each other, and at this time we believe the male victim was targeted by the suspects and that the female victim was killed for being at that specific residence in Victoria Beach when the suspects arrived.
The shooting happened in Victoria Beach in June. 41-year-old Melissa Wilson and 29-year-old Sly Thiebert were shot and killed in the early morning at a property in the community. RCMP say they started tracking the 2 suspects days after the shooting while gathering evidence here in Manitoba. On October 7th, 28-year-old Mitchell Johansson of Grand Marais was arrested in Abbotsford. And just earlier today, Nathaniel Moore Harrison, a 31-year-old man from the RM of St. Clements, was arrested in New Minas. Both are charged with second-degree murder. Those charges have not been tested in court.
While 2 arrests have been made, we are confident that there are people in the Victoria Beach and Travis Bay area who have additional information as to what occurred that evening. Now is the time to come forward and to share with us what you know. These homicides have deeply affected 2 grieving families, countless loved ones, and created concern for so many residents in the Victoria Beach area and the province of Manitoba.
Now, Mounties were pretty tight-lipped on details as this investigation is ongoing. They didn't provide a motive or why Thiebert was targeted.
Daniel, do Mounties suspect anyone else was involved in the shooting?
Marilee, Staff Sergeant Sean Grunwald says they don't think anyone else was at the home when the shooting occurred, but as you heard, Mounties believe other people know what happened that night, and they're urging them to come forward.
All right, thanks for this, Daniel. A Manitoba woman is demanding answers after her sister died hours after she was turned away from a hospital, even though she was coughing up blood while she was in the waiting room. Now, as CTV's Alex Carpa shows you, the family is taking legal action against the hospital.
I miss her a lot.
Naturelle Cook is heartbroken. Her sister Shandy Rianne Cook died after being turned away from a Manitoba hospital earlier this month.
My sister had leukemia, so she had a hard time breathing.
On October 11th, her sister went to the health center in Swan River in western Manitoba after experiencing some difficulties breathing. And while in the waiting room, she was coughing up blood. Cook says Shandy was sent home after being told nothing was wrong with her.
And my dad said that he wanted to phone the ambulance, but she didn't want the ambulance phone because they were just going to send her back home.
Shandy eventually went to bed, but never woke up.
Now, my dad just told me that he did CPR on her, and it hurt a lot knowing that she went to bed right beside him and passed away in her sleep, and he woke up to her being gone.
Cook says her family is now in the midst of pursuing legal action against the hospital. Prairie Mountain Health, which oversees the hospital, says there's currently an investigation into the incident. Manitoba's Health Minister Uzoma Zaguera is aware of the incident and says the province is taking steps to ensure a tragedy like this doesn't happen again. But Cook says she wished it didn't happen and now is left with many questions.
Why? why would they turn her away even though she had trouble breathing? She told them, and she was coughing up blood, and I don't see why they turned her away.
Shandy was 25 years old and leaves behind a 5-year-old son. Cook says she won't stop searching for answers until there's justice for her sister's death. Alex Carper, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The grieving family of a Portage La Prairie woman killed earlier this year is preparing for a trip to Ottawa to meet with members of the committee looking at bail reform. 28-year-old Kelly Verway died in a 3-vehicle crash in January. The man accused of causing the incident was charged with impaired driving and at the time had an active arrest warrant for failure to comply with conditions.
None of this brings her back, but I have 3 other children. I have daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws. I have nephews and their families, and I can't take another call like that. And just because it's happened once to you doesn't mean it won't happen again if we don't change these laws.
Verway's mother, Michelle Best, says she wants to impress upon the committee the true cost of inaction on bail reform. Not only left her family devastated, but she says her daughter's death had a profound impact on the community, noting some of the first responders knew her personally.
Kelly was very community-minded. She was an entrepreneur. She was a leader. She had the community at the center of her heart and was working diligently and hard to create a welcoming and wonderful city in Portage La Prairie.
Best says she's encouraged by the bail reform measures the Prime Minister announced last week, particularly the introduction of reverse onus bail for major crimes. There's a new resource to help new and expecting parents. The province today unveiled a new parenting website, complete with more than 120 articles related to children's health and development. Topics include breastfeeding, safe sleep, mental health, and nutrition. There's also specific links for Indigenous and newcomer families. Local public health nurses and early childhood experts worked on developing the site.
Before we created the site, we asked Manitoba parents what mattered most to them. And they told us they really wanted easy-to-read, evidence-based articles that reflected real-life concerns. The ability to search for the information by age, stage, and by topic. So that's exactly what we did.
Articles on the website can be translated into more than 200 languages. The website is parentinginmanitoba.ca. The city is testing a new method to repair bus shelters ahead of winter. Crews are installing polycarbonate panels at 30 high-use shelters. 3 of them are already done. The city says the material is about 15% more expensive than safety glass, but is 250 times more impact resistant. In the past 5 years, broken shelter glass has cost the city more than $1 million.
In the big picture, I think it's a very wise investment, because if you think about the replacement, not only the glass, just the people's time to put in the bus shelter glass, clean it up, go clean it up, come back, put it in, reorder it. There's a lot of manpower time too. So if we just do this and see how it goes, I'm optimistic it's going to work.
The city says it will monitor how the new panels work over the winter and may install more of them in the new year. Let's bring in Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. What are you tracking for us tonight, Colleen?
Well, it's for the most part an uneventful weather day here in Manitoba. It's been cloudy, it's been cool, the winds have been light, but there is the potential for widespread fog across the province. That could reduce visibility. Next door, there is still some light rain and yes, even some snow popping up. And this has been happening for several hours throughout the day there. So I'll have more on that and a look ahead to the rest of the week and that very warm late October weekend headed our way. Let's take a look right now, though, first through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, it's 5 degrees and cloudy. Light winds from the north at 11 kilometers an hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is 73%. Out in traffic on this Wednesday afternoon, a live look at not Portage Avenue. That is Main Street we're looking at in Broadway. Traffic moving well there.
Thanks, Colleen. Is the political climate in the U.S. keeping you from traveling there? We've got some fresh data on the number of people traveling across the border. Plus, The Winnipeg Blue Bombers named their most outstanding players, the Bombers that lit up the field so far in 2025.
It's spooky season, and we're looking for a Halloween house to feature on CTV Your Morning Winnipeg. If you think yours fits the bill, you could win a $500 gift card from St. Mary's Nursery and Garden Center and have the chance to show off your Halloween house live on Your Morning Winnipeg on October 31st with a visit from Ainsley McPhail. To enter, head to our contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca, fill out the form, and submit some pictures.
Canadian resident return trips from the U.S. are down nearly 30% year over year in August. That's according to new data from Statistics Canada. It marks just the third time since 2006 trips from Canada to the U.S. residents outnumbered Canadian residents traveling to the States, excluding the COVID-19 pandemic. StatsCan says Manitoba saw more American visitors this August than last, with an increase of about 8,000 people. Now, here's Marilla Fernandez with the Market Watch.
Gold hit a high on Monday of close to $4,400 an ounce. On Tuesday, it started to sink. The precious metal dropped more than 5% yesterday, which was the steepest one-day price drop in more than a decade. It lost another 1.5% earlier today before starting to recover. But gold has had a banner year overall, gaining over 50%. As countries turned away from the U.S. dollar and towards gold as a safe haven. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.51. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 58.50. Western Canadian Select up to 45.07. And the TSX is up 94 points today, but still under 30,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Market Watch is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross. Group health plans for any size business.
A group of students say it's time Wapkaniw makes good on a province to reinstate health care for international students.
The Healthcare for All Coalition to call on this government to tell us when they're going to be reinstating health care.
A coalition of advocates, community organizations, and students rallied at Canoe's constituency office today. The group says Canoe promised to reinstate health care benefits for international students during his last election campaign. The group says it's been 2 years since the election, yet nothing has been done.
International students bring millions into the province. They are our neighbors, they are our volunteers, they are the people we work with, and it's just not fair and not very Manitoban-like for us to exclude such a large demographic who contributes so heavily in the province.
The former Conservative government removed health care benefits for international students in 2018. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers have its nominees for the CFL's Most Outstanding Player Awards. And no surprise, running back Brady Oliveira is the Bombers' most outstanding player and most outstanding Canadian. The Winnipegger is the club's leading rusher for a fourth straight year and the CFL's most outstanding player from last year. Now, here's a look at some of the other names on the list. Evan Holm is the Bombers' most outstanding defensive player, while Stanley Bryant earned most outstanding offensive lineman. And newcomer Trey Vavel got nods for most outstanding special teams player and most outstanding rookie for his spectacular kick returns. The players are chosen by a vote from sports journalists and coaches, including Bomber head coach Mike O'Shea.
I don't spend a lot of time on it, to tell you the truth, but I do think there's certainly a lot of guys that were up for each category that deserve consideration. And I think if you just change the name, you know, a couple different ways in terms of what the award is, you could have more people involved.
The Bombers wrap up their season on Saturday when they host the Montreal Alouettes at Princess Auto Stadium. Kickoff is 2 o'clock. Honoring the best in Manitoba country music, we'll have more about the upcoming Country Music Awards next in Spotlight.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Prism and Haywire.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and the 10th Annual Manitoba Country Music Awards are just around the haystack.
That's right, Marilee. It's a who's who of the Manitoba country music scene.
And you tied me to the track.
That is Manitoba's Doc Walker. The duo is hosting the event. It's Manitoba's biggest celebration of country music. The night features live performances and awards handed out for the best in the business. Last year, it was a cello. It takes place Saturday, November 8th at Club Region Event Center. For more information and tickets, visit the Manitoba Country Music Association website.
Well, there are plenty of films, both modern and classic, that have gotten the orchestral treatment from the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra.
But one debuting tomorrow night may be one of the oldest. Just in time for Halloween, the WSO is showing off one of the first horror films ever made, the 1920 classic, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. It tells the eerie tale of a mysterious showman who arrives in a town with a performing sleepwalker. At the same time, a series of unsettling murders take place. What makes the performance especially unique is that it's originally a silent film, and the score came later.
The composer who wrote it, he definitely added a lot of interesting elements to make the movie what it is, because there's no talking whatsoever, no sound effects. All the sound that you're hearing is live from the orchestra itself. And you hear areas where the sound is kind of demented and demonic to portray the villain, and then other livelier elements to portray the carnival, and that really is coming from the music.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari in concert runs Thursday and Friday evenings at the Burton Cummings Theatre.
Well, there's no more haunting sounds than that of a cello.
That's right. The International Cello Festival of Canada is in Winnipeg next week to celebrate its 25th anniversary. These are the kinds of performances you'll see. There's also master classes, a cello competition, and community events. Performances take place at the Des Hotels Faculty of Music at the University of Manitoba. And this is fun. On the first day of the festival, Marilee, October 28th at noon, festival cellists will surprise audiences across the city with simultaneous performances in cafes and community centers. The festival runs from the 28th to November 1st. For information and tickets, visit agassiefestival.com.
That does sound fun.
A lot of fun.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Put your knowledge to the test with the floor at 7. Shifting Gears follows at 8. And catch The Amazing Race at 8:30. Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage is on at 10. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&Teak Spa Salon.
Winnipeg's high school JV football season is winding down. Let's take a look at last night's matchups. In Crestview, John Taylor Collegiate hosted Grant Park High School, and the visiting team won. Grant Park 48, John Taylor 12. Also on the gridiron, Steinbach Secondary beat out Kildonan East Collegiate 22-15. JV semifinal action begins tonight. You can watch CTV News at 11:30 to see what happens.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, when I mentioned earlier there could be widespread fog about Manitoba, let me be a bit more precise. Widespread implies just a blanket of fog sitting over the province. Rather, many regions, both in northern and southern parts of Manitoba, are forecast to see fog patches develop overnight. So just wherever you are, just watch out for that. We have enough rain that's fallen in different parts of the province, if you will, over the last couple of days, and just enough clearing in some areas and light winds. You add that all together and bang, you get some fog, which could reduce visibility for the commute overnight and into tomorrow. So watch for that. Cloudy for the most part on the radar right now, but dry, uneventful today weather-wise. The action was over northwestern Ontario. Some light rain falling now, both in Dryden and Sioux Lookout. But earlier today, Sioux Lookout had mixing of the two, and you can see not too far away from there, a mixing of both rain and some snow. Dryden even had some freezing rain at one point. Now, way up over in the northwestern part of Manitoba, we have the makings for much the same. Some areas like Lynn Lake could see both rain and some snow later on tonight, and maybe even some freezing rain thrown in there too, but other areas not too far from there as well. Meanwhile, down here in the south, pretty clear for the most part to start the evening in the southwest. Cloudier here in the southeast. Now again, watch out for fog developing overnight across much of the province and into northwestern Ontario. You can see cloudy there too. That snow moving off further into eastern Canada. Into a Thursday morning we go. Lots of sunshine across the south, pockets of cloud across central and northern regions, but again, an uneventful weather day, and temperatures still seasonal before we start to see a warm up here in the south as we get into Friday. The sun's still shining on the south, still some clouds hanging around the northwest, brighter skies Friday afternoon in northwestern Ontario and back up into northeastern Manitoba. For tonight from Winnipeg, we drop down to 0, partly cloudy, light winds out of the northwest at 10 kilometers an hour. But again, there is the possibility fog patches could develop overnight and into the commute for Thursday morning, which could reduce visibility. Mix of sun and cloud otherwise, up to 7 degrees, winds out of the southeast at 10 kilometers an hour. Then we get to Wednesday. Here I go again. Portage and Maine, Friday and Wednesday. Friday is the day that comes after Thursday, at least traditionally. 11 degrees and sunny on that day. 15 and sunny on Saturday. Cloudy on Sunday. 15 degrees and then showers to start the week next week. With that all said, let's head out along the Winnipeg River at Pinawa, shall we, and look at that beautiful photo. That photo was taken by Lynn, and this is sunset over Knee Lake in northern Manitoba. Just a stunning shot from Wayne. Email us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. Winnipeg police in West Winnipeg had an unusual call yesterday. Officers had to lasso 2 suspects that were on the loose in Charleswood. 2 horses were wandering through the neighborhood. There's one of them there. They were first seen walking near Wilkes Avenue, where, as you can imagine, there's a lot of traffic. Also, a local high school nearby. Officers worked with neighbors to corral the horses, and the owners helped guide them with a police escort all the way home. With traffic, nearby farmland, and a CN rail line, it was a potentially dangerous situation, but we are happy to tell you the animals were safely restrained, no one was hurt, and they are back home safe and sound tonight. Telling all their friends about their wild escapades.
Looking good in that plaid, too.
I love a happy ending. Glad to see. Hopefully they stay put now.
Yeah.
All right. We will be back at 6 with more news then. Hope to see you.